Okay, so there are some recent photos that were posted on Twister. Woo! On Twitter, of an IRC that you did with what's the dick? And it's like so big.
Dread.
Is it Dread? Okay.
Oh,
and
that one where my ass just like huge.
not even that one. Before I saw that one, I saw the one of you holding this like it was a sandwich.
Oh
And
yeah,
it
and like
looks
biting.
yeah, and
corn.
it just looks like it's like a massive Subway that you'll never be able to eat.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that picture going, how the f is that going to go inside of her?
It was crazy.
Hey guys, it's Hink here. And so yeah, we got another one that we got to discuss. And so there's this video. So the actress is named Jane Wilde, and she's just not my cup of tea, okay? That's just not the type. You know, I like more the curvaceous, like more mature looking women, if you will. So, you know, if that's you, then more power to you. But I actually wasn't familiar with her, but she has this interview and she talks about some very important things. So guys, in this video, we actually have not one, not two, but three Hink's reality checks that we're going to have to discuss, as well as some very important insight from actually somebody that's in the adult industry. And so, you know, I say this every video, guys, but like, trust me, you don't want to miss this one. But let's get right into it. Before we get into it though, guys, if you are enjoying my content and you watch my videos, then I ask that you subscribe. And especially if you like my videos, I ask that you leave a like. I would consider it a personal favor to me, guys. All right, back to the video.
On Twitter, of an IRC that you did with what's the dick? And it's like so big.
Dread.
Is it Dread? Okay.
Oh, that one where my ass just like huge.
not even that one. Before I saw that one, I saw the one of you holding this like it was a sandwich.
Oh
And
yeah,
it
like
looks
biting.
So guys, first thing we need to discuss is, you know, the fact that she's able to hold his D like a foot long sandwich. Why would you even do that? You know, and especially like the biting metaphor, you know, whatever. But, you know, dude is unequivocally huge. Now, guys, reality check. Here's number one on Dread before. And so I'm not going to put up the redacted photos or anything, but you can go to the website. There are guys who have, quite honestly, far too much time on their hands that actually do calculations and like, you know, trigonometry to actually determine pretty accurately these guys' sizes. Now, Dread is about 8.5 inches non-bone pressed. Guys, like, it's like, that is so big. I just don't think you guys understand. Oh, 8.5. Oh, no, that's not that big. Non-bone pressed, guys. When he's bone pressed, he's about at least 9, if not like 9.2 inches, okay? So unequivocally gigantic. And that's coupled with the fact that he has probably at least like a 6-inch girth. But this stuff is measured, guys. Dread's not a foot long, okay? He's not even 10 inches long. He's close, but he's not there. And guys, now here's for our second Hink's reality check. So I was doing some image searches on like girls holding Subway subs. Apparently there was a Subway sub scandal. Guys, Subway foot-long sandwiches are not actually 12 inches long. Depending on the sandwich, they're somewhere between about 10.5 to 11 inches big. So like, even if you have a girl that's like, I took out his D and I put it next to a Subway foot-long sub, even that is not a foot long, okay? So when you hear a girl say that she was with a guy that was 12 inches long, or even say she's had 12 inches, even if she's talking about a Subway sub, it isn't even 12 inches, guys.
His is huge. It's the biggest I've ever seen in my life, except for maybe one other person, but I don't even want to talk about him.
Okay.
Because he sucks. But Dread is an amazing performer, and what was I saying?
And so, guys, here she talks about, there was like, that Dread is huge, but there was another guy that was even bigger, but she's not going to talk about him. Guys, she's talking about Julio Gomez, okay? And guys, like, once again, leave a thumbs up because I had to do some research, and it was honestly some pretty triggering research for me in multiple different ways. And so this guy, Julio Gomez, I'll never forget the first time. Now, this is back when I used to engage in more of the corn variety, if you will. I don't really do that anymore. I haven't for the past 3 years, okay? But the point is, when I saw this guy, I was like, what the actual F am I even looking like? Like, guys, it looks like a freaking elephant's trunk. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I highly suggest you do not Google him. If you are not familiar with him, I highly suggest you just take my word for it. Because, like, I am very, very comfortable with my size and my skin now. But seeing this dude legitimately started to make me insecure again, even when I was just researching him again for this video. And so, guys, now here's time for our third reality check. It's actually on Julio Gomez because, like, even I am initiated, guys. I know real size statistics. I know 12 inches don't exist, but that guy, I swear to God, he's 12 inches. Like, it just looks that insane on him. But there's actually, once again, a lot of time, guys, there's a subreddit. It's r/measured stars, okay? Well, what these guys do is they actually measure. And so they actually had a woman calculated her finger diameter or like finger circumference, and actually were able to come up with a measured unit. And you guys, I'll put it on the screen down here. So this dude is legitimately, now this is actually a very generous measurement because this is assuming the girl had actually like average size fingers, okay? But he is about 9 inches non-bone pressed, 9 inches non-bone pressed, and about 6.75 girth. Like, guys, that might not sound that big to some of you idiots who think that like 12 inches actually are real life, but like I cannot stress to you how fudging gigantic that is, okay? But I'm going to try to put some images and some calculations on the screen that will make you fully understand just how fucking big that is. So I know what you're saying. Hey, there's no way he's not 15 inches.
Don't do the voice.
Guys, you looking at his measurements, okay? I'm going to put a calculation on the screen. One is going to be an average guy bone pressed length, including length and girth in a cylinder, okay? And you can see in the blue, guys, that is what kind of an average size is, okay? In the red is Julio Gomez's approximate measurements, okay? Now he's not quite twice as big in length, and he's certainly not twice as big as girth. But guys, if you look volumetrically, when you look at the actual equation for calculating a cylinder, that size, an average size cylinder, an average size like penis volume is about 10.1 inches cubic, okay? Just go with it, okay? Now, looking at his size, guys, 33.6 cubic inches. That's over 3 times the volume. That's over 3 times the size of an average D. That is absolutely gigantic. I mean, it doesn't make sense that any person could be that big, guys. So please just trust me when I tell you things like, guys, having 9 inches non-bone pressed is absolutely gigantic. And on that calculation, I use 9.5 inches because the 9 inches is basically the visible length. And so let's just give him the benefit of the doubt because he is very lean. And let's just say he has a 1/2 inch fat pad, okay? And I know that there's some of you like that delusional size queen that I made a video about. Oh, I've been with 2 guys that are 12 inches. Like, no, you effing haven't. This guy is the biggest of the big, and he's not even 10 inches. And guys, why she alludes to him being basically a piece of shit is because he actually was convicted of A and is in prison now, if I'm not mistaken, for it. And so you guys can read that on your own time, but I'll put up a little like screenshot of the article here.
Saying it was the biggest, but like next to my tiny hands and face, it just looked like astronomical.
And so guys, like this is a trick of the trade that I've talked about so many times. The women performers are absolutely tiny, okay? This Jane Wilde chick is like 4'11", okay? So you know she has she's very petite. She's very skinny. So you know she has like small forearms, small hands. But guys, when you have these performers with these tiny hands and, you know, tiny feet, if you're into that, and, you know, tiny forearms, they're going to make these guys look all the bigger, especially with the angles. And so there's so much lighting and angle. Guys, like I guarantee you, if you took an average guy's and put it in her hands, it would look pretty big, okay? It's not going to look gigantic, but I bet you it would look pretty big.
Oh, I want that type where they said, like, you should be happy you have a type. Yeah. And I'm just like, maybe if I was like a regular civilian girl that just wanted like quick validation from people telling me like, oh my God, you're so tight. But like when it's actually a career and a job and I have to get hard in the probably like 4 times a week at least, it definitely takes a toll on my body. And it kind of hurts. Like what I'm realizing is that like when people don't use enough lube, it creates like this friction and it's like tearing away at the skin. But like it's fine. Like I always recover. I just need to like have that recovery time. It always.
So guys, like I don't know about you, man, but like this part just makes me sad. Like, you know, there's a lot of, I don't know, speculation and whatnot in the adult industry that there's things like trafficking and honestly more like nefarious things that occur behind the scenes. But this just seems like sad to me. She's like, yeah, I'm tight, but it's not fun being tight and getting, having people go to town on her, like being so tight, and especially when these adult stars are above average. And so once again, everybody like, oh my God, I just want to have a big old pee-pee that I can just, but like, guys, I'm telling you, like, it's not what most of these women want. Well, Hink, I was with the girl. Like, yeah, there's always those fucking exceptions, guys. Like, I don't need to hear about your one-off exceptions in the comments. All the comments help the algorithm, though. But for the most part, these women don't want to get just, like, torn apart by these massive ding-dongs. Like, I don't know how many of these videos I have to make before you guys actually start to believe me. Some of you guys are just genuinely hopeless. But I don't know, guys. It just seemed like she doesn't actually enjoy doing this. She doesn't do it for the love. She does it, like, in my opinion, like, clearly for the money, because she's like, yeah, it takes all of this prep for these scenes and it hurts and, like, it tears and there's recovery. And so, guys, this is where things like the boyfriend D come about, where it's not so big that it just tears you apart. And it's something that you can go home to basically every night and do it on a regular basis. If you haven't seen my video on like the ideal size, you should really check that out.
So what do you do then? Do you just like have to warm it up before a scene? Do you ever use toys, or you just have like the guy start off real slow?
I just really like, they just use a lot of lube and start slow. It stretches out. Like eventually and when I get aroused, like it opens more. That's just like female anatomy. But, oh my God, I lost my train of thought. This happens all the time.
About getting your pussy to open up.
Yeah, about getting it to open up. It just opens, but yeah, they definitely have to take it slow at first. And sometimes like
I've made so many videos about female anatomy, so highly recommend that you check them out. Okay. But yeah, as the woman becomes more aroused, literally the actual like distance of her vaginal canal actually opens up, because guys, the average vaginal canal, even when aroused, is about the size of the average penis. Okay. Right at about 5.5 inches. If you haven't seen my video on female anatomy, highly recommend that you check it out. But once again, guys, like, do you really want to be that big where you have to like plan for rest days and your girl has to like take some time off? Okay. Now, humble brag Hink here, but like, I'm telling you, some days it's not as fun as it sounds, just because your girl is like, she either taps out or she's like, look, bro, I cannot do it tonight. Yeah, it was fun last night, but I need a breather. And so just try to keep that in mind, guys.
I find it funny when people say like, it's the myth that the more a girl gets, like her is loose. Mm-hmm. I just think it's so funny because it's actually the exact opposite. The more you have it gets swollen and it shuts and it's like clamped shut. So that kind of happens to me sometimes. It's hard to do a boy girl if it was like a really tough scene the day before, and then to do another one, it just takes longer.
Yeah, I can imagine. What's interesting?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
To me, that's just really, 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 really stupid to be like, yeah, no, that's a myth that the more you have intercourse with very large peepees, like, no, it's actually the tighter you get. Like, come on. What she's talking about is acute inflammation, okay? Or meaning like, because she did a scene with a guy that was bigger than normal and her vaginal canal suffered pretty much trauma, and as a result of the trauma from having such a big thing inside, it caused like swelling of the tissue, that she needs more time like to recover the day after. But guys, like, it's a matter of just objective fact that the more you put something large, into an orifice, whatever that orifice is going to be, the more it is going to stretch it out and dilate it over time. So like, I mean, yes, I do think that it is a bit overblown about like girls becoming loose. Like, I do think that is grossly over exaggerated. But that being said, I do think that she's idiotic to be like, oh no, that's a myth. So guys, that's going to do it for this video. Like, let me know, what do you think? I mean, Callie, what is this? Like our 5th adult star? Like, if you can put like some of the videos along the top that we've talked about, that talks about how horrible it is to be with guys that are that big, especially like anywhere around the size of Dread. But but y'all don't want to hear me, guys. You just like, oh, I don't care what Hink says. I was in the locker room and I saw, or like that, guy leaving a comment on here. No, actually, it's 8 inches is 1 in every 100. I mean, like, it's just, some of you guys are fucking hopeless. And, for the other people, hopefully, like, this actually makes sense and I can actually convince you with logic, okay? Now, guys, like, if you're watching this and you still hear me talk and you still refuse to either believe it or you just want to get bigger, it is possible to get bigger. There's plenty of published literature, including my Hink trial, where I showed that over 6 months, with photographic evidence, guys gained over 1/2 inch in length and 1/4 inch in girth. Okay, so if you're interested, the link is in the description. You can read about the trial. It's not put behind any kind of paywall. All the pictures are available for you to see. All right, guys, but that's going to do it for this. Let me know what you think. Remember, guys, this is legit when I tell you this. Like, you are so much more than the size of your D. I know it might not feel that way sometimes, but it's so true. And guys, just remember, there's nothing wrong with self-improvement, but you are enough just as you are. I promise. All right, guys, catch you in the next one. Peace and love.
Dr. Hink got the plug on the health, yeah. Got you thinking about your wealth, yeah. In his office, no stealth, yeah. Pinnacle of that below the belt, yeah. Checks and balance, he's managing. Working miracles, no damage. Got you covered, no panicking. Stay calm. In the clinic, no vanishing. Yeah, with Doc Hink, it's the way back.